Heart, body, mind, and soul all striving in unison to make a difference this time, with Kiley's army all pulling in resonance for justice as the result of recoiling from and wishing to somehow make amends for some of this really tough subject matter. I still wake up every day with that ache inside, and still think about her and her friends on the hourly, if not constantly like most other days these last few years. I haven't given up, and I will not give up. Sometimes keeping things on the down low makes sense too, even while continuing to expend concerted efforts along the way. Her story still calls out to me, and still calls out to many of us like a call to run into battle and take action, and it always feels like time is running out to help try and solve these cases. They still pull on me, affect me every hour of every day, and sometimes her facial expressions seem to be more powerful than a megaphone on mental replay. So powerful, literally as if the images were speaking without words.
Their stories dawn on you, and then it overwhelms with a flood of pieces all clicking into place on their own. Squirrels on Fire nailed it when she said it's all part of the Kiely Rodni experience, accurately describing the state you reach once you've come to better understand her and her kinship's plights.
That state that propels you to also wish to take up her sword and run headlong into the fray if that's what it takes to get these forlorn kids some justice. Picking up their sword against Satanism and their sword against the sex trafficking of minors, who comprise 20% of the hundreds of trafficking victims staged throughout the area.
That's 20 kids and 100 people being trafficked. 1 in 5. Where even if there was one minor being sex trafficked by a crime syndicate, it would be one too many.
That's what I think Kiley was up against, and that's what Trinity and Dante perhaps also faced. Their parents potentially being true blue believers in Satanism, practicing as pagan heathens subservient to the whims of the cabal. What a cruddy freaking hand of cards many of these local kids are dealt, some perhaps having had their parents sell them out to literally the freaking devil, long before their first tooth fell out. That frightful reality is part of the Kiely Rodni experience too, I think. And it just isn't right, and it never will be.
3 dead teens from a town where the high priestess perhaps gained street credentials and a cult-like following, if enough people are whacked when they stand in her way. Street credentials and a higher seat within the cult, like the penultimate clout chaser. Especially if the high priestess is brand new to the area and trying to make the right impression on a new flock after moving in from out of state.
Was Kiley's passing an attempt by her to spotlight the smiley-faced cult? Like a flashing neon sign shouting cult, and did she want to be portrayed that way? Found in a submerged car with no damage with the windows down? Did she wish to be portrayed that way so we'd all have a reference point to even begin understanding what it must have been like to be Kiely Rodni if for only one day? A clear starting point that's only a hop, skip, and jump to another flashing neon sign portraying this town's possible penchant for satanic ritual abuse and sacrifice?
Good grief. Those poor kids. And no, we can't let this continue unabated as if Kiley and Trin or Dante were never there. Step up. Do this right. Do not fail to rebroadcast her message, or to carry her sword, and please don't fail to beat down those heathens and help law enforcement clean up those towns.
If you knew Kiely Rodni, or Trinity Bacchus, or Dante, or any of the hundreds of teens and young adults who have gone missing in this area, do the right thing. Write it down, call it in, send hashtag 17 type of text messages, and get it off your chest on an FBI tip line where saner minds might all agree that given all of those tips, that this kind of talking needs to get done, and it needs to get done right now.
Don't wait for the dark evening when Kiley may has returned to wreak her havoc and seek her wrath upon every last one of the F-heads who did her wrong. Don't wait for her return, like a Norse legend of old about a Droger, a pissed-off spirit from the dark side, extracting king-sized revenge on all of the heathens around.
That's part of what keeps us swinging for her justice, I believe. Justice that can be wrought only by a huge swing of Lady Justice's blind-wielded sword. One that changes the landscape.
Then and only then, Kiley, Trin, and Dante can rest in peace. Having achieved their goals of not ever giving up, even if the situation's called for the ultimate sacrifice.
We heard them, and the situation's different now. Prayers may have been answered, and justice may finally be imminent. And then there will be no more need for such teenage huge flares shot into the night.
For the Truckee 3,